Well, it wasn't a good night for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, for Clayton Kershaw, or for pretty much anybody holding a bat for the Dodgers. Dodgers drop a game. Another must-win game for the Phillies tomorrow. It'll be up to Tyler Glasnow. Let's talk about it on All Dodgers. Coming at you live from my mom's basement in Pleasant Grove, Utah. This is the All Dodgers podcast, part of the Bleav Network of podcasts brought to you by FanDuel. It's not just my mom's basement. It's Clint's mom's basement and Kevin's mom's basement too. So many mom's basements here. And let's face it, basements is where we feel like being right now after this game tonight, guys. Dodgers drop game 3 of the NLDS, 8-2. Just an ugly game. Yoshinobu Yamamoto didn't have it. He takes the loss. Clayton Kershaw came in to try to put out the fire. Instead, he brought his gas can with him. And the offense, other than basically Tommy Edman, mostly did nothing the whole night. And so just an ugly loss. Clint, it felt go ahead.
I was going to say that my mom's basement is apparently underwater. So how about I do this? I hop out. We get Kevin's thoughts first, and then you let me back in.
That's a good idea. Get out of here.
Okay, bye.
Oh.
You get rid of both of us. Dang.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it on me while Clint hops back in. But let's see. Here's Clint, and let's see if we can see him now. Hey, that's better. Hey. We didn't get Kevin's thoughts, but Kevin, it seemed like even the first 3 innings when Yamamoto didn't allow any hits, you could kind of tell he didn't have it. And so it wasn't a huge surprise that the wheels came off a little bit in the 4th inning.
Yeah, not having his splitter is a huge deal for him. He wasn't really landing any of his off-speed stuff, which the Phillies have not been hitting like at all this series. So when he's relying on his fastball, which we know the shape of it's not great. Yeah, that's just going to happen. Dude didn't have it tonight, and there's kind of nothing more to it than that. I wish he didn't throw an inside fastball to Kyle Schwarber, but that's just like, but beyond that, you didn't have it. So it's, it is what it is.
That baseball went very far. Kyle Schwarber let a lot of anger out on that ball.
Is Schwarber going to get a plaque for that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's officially out of Dodger Stadium. So.
Did it actually clear the stadium?
It went off the roof. That's the qualification. You hit it over the pavilion, off the roof. That's out of the stadium. So, yeah, it's probably the shortest one that went out of the stadium. So, ha-ha, Schwarber.
Oh, ho-hum, only 453 or whatever it was.
Giancarlo Stanton, he is not.
I was at that game, by the way. It was a hell of a game. I don't remember anything about it. Yeah, Yamamoto, I mean, more so I'm putting credit on the Phillies. They had a plan, and they eventually executed it the second time through the lineup. The dam broke when Schwarber hit that baseball, and then everything else. I don't know if Yama lost it from that point or if it was just they were kind of not biting the way every other team has been biting on that curveball, but, that combination of Yama not having the best of his curveball or them waiting on it and the Phillies also being a very good baseball team and not wanting to be swept led to a game like this.
Hey, Clint, really quick, can you say for me, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark?
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I hope my daughter watches this one. That'll make her cry. Not because of you, but because of Tom Holland, because he's adorable.
Jeff likes making his daughter cry. You heard it here first.
I really do. And so Yamamoto didn't have it. Kershaw had it even less. Kershaw got through the 7th inning with some help from Kyle Schwarber's base running. Didn't allow any runs. Came back out for the 8th. And even before we had more information, it's like, okay, well, Kershaw's not pitching back-to-back days. And that Yohan Duran is warming up. And so even though it's a 2-run game at that point, like, not to say the Dodgers couldn't have won the game, but it kind of made sense to say, okay, well, let's go ahead and use Kershaw another inning. Especially made sense, though, once we found out after the fact that Tanner Scott wasn't even in the stadium. Because then that means what you had left was because Yamamoto didn't get deep in the game. So you'd already used Bonda and Dreyer. So you had Vesia, Treinen, Roki, and Sheehan. And Treinen wouldn't have thrilled anybody in that situation. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And the other three are your high leverage guys. And I just don't think you use high leverage guys in a non-must win game when you're down 2 runs with the guy who throws 102 with a 98 mile an hour splitter ready to come in. Now, what does suck is that Duran ended up not having to pitch in this game. He did warm up for an hour and a half, it seemed like. And so maybe that can help him get to him tomorrow. But yeah, with the game tomorrow, you would have loved to have Duran have to come in and get the save in this game. So that sucked. But all in all, it's like, players got to play. And Clayton Kershaw just didn't have a day. Couldn't throw strikes. Like it was a bad day to have terrible command. And I joked last week when the Dodgers were having 8th inning struggles against the Reds. I'm like, well, at least when Kershaw's on the roster, at least we know he'll come in and throw strikes. And turns out, no, maybe it's maybe there's an epidemic in the Dodgers bullpen of throw ballsitis or something. But Kershaw threw more balls than strikes. And when he was throwing strikes, it's like you get into bad counts, then you have to come into the zone. And obviously, if you don't have the command to throw strikes, you probably don't have the command to dot your strikes when you do have to come into the zone either. It was a formula for disaster, and the formula, unfortunately, worked perfectly in generating the disaster it was designed to generate.
Yeah, it was a bad day to have a bad day for 22. I'm seeing people in the chat, particularly Nando390, saying it's October, Kershaw, Jeff. And
I'm not putting it on the screen.
I know you're not. I understand you're not. At some point, you do need to entertain the idea that, maybe the 37-year-old isn't the best option late game, like leverage out of a bullpen. I would feel less bad about the idea of him starting or opening a game because I think he's, in his 18 years is more used to that. But really it comes down to as much credit as we've given Kersh for surviving the season and having a very good 18th and final season. He is not better than Justin Wrobleski. He's not. I don't know if he's better than Will Klein, who technically could not have been on this roster. I don't know that Kershaw is better than Ben Kasparius on this roster in a short series. And if we are so lucky to move on to the National League Championship Series, I don't think Clayton Kershaw is going to be on the roster.
I do.
What do you think, Kev? You think he is?
I still think he'll be on the roster. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't.
They won't.
You
They won't do that to him. Yeah, you can because they're going to add 2 more pitchers. They're going to add 2 more pitchers.
I think
They'll go with the full roster.
I
And,
think
and honestly,
I'll take Kersh over Justin Dean. I'll give you that.
It also is different if Max Muncy turns that double play like he should, like he's done all year. Like, I'm not saying that he gets out of the inning clean. Obviously, now he started the inning off with a homer to GT Realmuto. But no, I don't know if that whole thing spirals out of control. Like, all of a sudden, you get 2 on, no out instead of no on, 2 outs, and he just got to get 1 pop-up. Like, yeah, they made him work for it. And no, he didn't have it tonight. I will absolutely concede that point. He didn't have it, but his defense didn't do him any favors. His defense didn't do anybody any favors, really, tonight, if we're being completely honest. So it's just, it happens. I don't really blame Kershaw. It was the perfect spot to have him in, and it was the right usage, especially with Tanner Scott not available tonight.
Kenny Chung says the fact remains that Kershaw simply doesn't perform in the postseason. There's no denying that. I agree with as long as we ignore all the times that he did perform in the postseason.
Yes.
So that's always my point with Kershaw. That I agree he was terrible tonight. I agree he's been bad at times. There's also been times he's pitched really well in the postseason, and I think that anybody who wants to make a blanket he sucks in the postseason statement, doesn't know ball. Sorry, Kenny, I love you. Don't stop listening. But get better.
Blanket statement of that is absolutely lazy. Kersh just spoke with reporters, by the way. I guess we're seeing somebody, Diane said in the chat, it wasn't a good question. Kersh wants no part of having to deal with this interview. Seeing a number of people, not so much in the chat, but more so on Twitter, putting a lot of blame on Dave, something I think we saw also kind of for the tail end of game 2, and probably some things you encountered in your solo show yesterday. The show that got us to 20,000 subscribers. Everybody loves Jeff, by the way. Thank you guys for 20K here on YouTube. We appreciate it. Here's to the next 50K. But this is not on Dave. None of this is on Dave to me, because we find out. Well, one, Yamamoto goes short, and then we find out they're down a reliever when they already have a shorter bullpen. This is not on Dave Roberts. He went with the guys
Dave
he
isn't
had.
swinging the bat.
I do think we may have seen Kershaw's last pitch of his career tonight. I would be surprised if he is on the roster going forward. I do think this is the only time I'm going to say this name or allow this name to be said tonight. I think despite the fact that everybody thinks Justin Dean has no spot on the roster, I don't think they're going to drop him necessarily and bring on 2 more pitchers. And so, yeah, I would guess. I think
already tight as it is in a 5-game series. You move to a 7-game series, you will need guys that can give you length. And I know Robleski's a name that can be thrown on, but they can still add Robleski, and you're still carrying 3 catchers, which you no longer need either if Will Smith is actually healthy. Right. So, there's plenty of room to add pitchers, and Kershaw being able to give you length is going to be big if we're so lucky to move on to a 7-game series.
Yeah, let's say we should probably stop talking about the LCS, boys.
Yeah, we got to get out of this one first.
Well,
two chances to win 1 game.
Let's see what our friends over at FanDuel think, because right now, coming into this game, the Dodgers were at minus 1,300 to win the series. They are now at minus 330, which is still a very, very, very strong favorite. Not nearly as strong as minus 1,300. Hashtag math, baby. But they are right up there with the Brewers. Brewers are at minus 320 to win their series. Dodgers are at minus 330. And so FanDuel still thinks they're going to win it. And I do too. Let's go to a super chat from our buddy Richie Flores, $9.99 super chat. We'll glockenspiel that. Yamamoto didn't have it. Failure to score in the first. Bad at bats by the offense. Ohtani's a no-show. Dave did Kersh dirty by sending him out and getting humiliated, but poor offense just killed us. I honestly, it's weird to me because I love Kershaw more than anybody, and I don't care. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, you can't do that to a legend, making him wear it like that." No. That's a legend's job. If your job is to wear it, then you go wear it. If you don't want to wear it, stop giving up runs. That was his job tonight. And it doesn't matter that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Kershaw needed to get through 2 innings, and he eventually did, and put the Dodgers in going from a unlikely to win to a no way they're going to win situation. But the rest of it, I totally agree with that. Teoscar not being able to get the bat on the ball with a runner on 3rd and 1 out in the first inning. That could have set the tone. And unfortunately, that's a Teoscar at bat we've seen many times where, hey, you throw a curveball out of the zone, you got a pretty good chance of getting the swing and miss. And, the offense in general. The fact is the Dodgers scored 2 runs tonight. The Phillies already had 3 runs when Clayton Kershaw came in the game. So the game was already over. We just didn't know it. And I know you never know what's going to happen in a closer game, maybe this and that. In a closer game, Yohan Duran comes in, and they don't even get the second run because they're not facing the corpse of Taijuan Walker, One more super chat real quick. $1.99 from Che. Ohtani and Will Smith, too many third strikes looking. That was weird. Will Smith went down looking his first 2 at-bats. That was a little bit weird.
His first start. Since I didn't even realize it had been that long, but starting his first game in nearly a month. His last time was September 9th. Today is October 8th. I didn't realize that hand issue kept him out for this long or that long. But I will bring up that our boy, Little Ben Rorvet, the Dodgers are 4-0 this postseason when he starts. I'm just saying.
We're not entertaining that conversation.
Listen.
Are you wearing your I love small sample sizes shirt, Clint?
Oh, yeah. In the postseason, small sample sizes, they work. They absolutely work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will Smith had nothing.
They get talked about. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Will Smith was throwing Yoshinobu Yamamoto splitter tonight.
Yeah.
And couldn't locate it.
And that's the thing.
Hand hurting. Yeah, it's hard to get that splitter down.
If this was a pitch selection thing, I'd be all about it. But, this was
2-0 fastball to Schwarber was a pitch selection. I'll give it that. But Yamamoto has the ability to shake him off. So
yeah, and you got to execute your pitch. Don't go 2-0 on Schwarber. That's even if you get to pitch selection, it's usually the result of poor execution. I mean, today was execution for sure. But let's talk more about this offense because Tommy Edman had 2 hits, drove in both runs, a home run on the first pitch Ranger Suarez saw. Turned out that was the only damage the Dodgers would do to Ranger Suarez. Edman almost had a 3rd hit. He had a line drive that Alec Bohm made a leaping catch on. Mookie Betts had 2 hits, triple in the first inning that they couldn't capitalize on, a single later. Max Muncy had 2 hits. Unfortunately, when he came up in a very big spot, he hit into a double play. And so it was kind of a mixed bag with Muncy. And beyond that, like it was just, I mean, I guess bright side, they only struck out 8 times. But that almost makes it worse. It's like you're getting the bat on the ball. Now do something with it.
Kevin, you take it, honestly. I already talked a lot about this game.
Yeah, they did put the bat on the ball. They were smoking the ball. It was just kind of right at guys, and Nick Castellanos actually learned how to play defense for a night.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, oh man.
I was promised he's bad.
I texted my friend. I was like, if we just keep hitting at him, he'll eventually drop one, right? Because he's not supposed to be good. And he was making pretty good plays.
No, he was making easy plays look hard and then making
it. But those are good plays for him. Guess what? We would say those are good
okay,
plays for
on the Castellanos scale, yes.
On the scale, yes. If we're doing an XY graph, it's it's all the way on the top left corner for Nick Castellanos. They were hitting the ball well. It's unfortunate they had their opportunities. I think going into the 7th inning, they had a guy on base in like 5 of the 7 innings or 6 of the 7 innings. So they had their opportunities, couldn't capitalize. Andy Pages is lost at the plate currently. Everybody knows
1 for 19, man.
Yeah, Shohei is 1 for 14 in this series. He has an RBI single. He's also struck out. Was it 8 times? I wrote it down. Hold on. He's also struck out 7 times. And Freddie, 2 for 10, 4 Ks and 1 walk as well. Freddie and the Phillies have been pitching some very tough lefties, so I understand it. Shohei is going to get the toughest pitchers they have in general. However, the dude needs to shorten up. He is taking these huge swings. And it's like, man, you are 1 for 14. You are not hitting your way out of this right now. Like, this is the time to shorten up. Mookie is on fire. He's hitting the ball well. Get on base for Mookie. Just get on base. Steal a bag. Let's play a little bit of small ball with Shohei just to at least get him, as a threat. And 0 for 4 tonight with runners in scoring position. It's just a bad offensive slump. I mean, they haven't really been good this entire series. They've been good enough. The pitching has really held it down. Yeah. So if
Teo has been good in the right spots.
Exactly. Series. And that's why I didn't bring up his stats. Like, yeah, his stats don't look phenomenal, but he's come up big. He's had big swings. So
we just care about the run production when it comes to somebody like that.
Same.
And on
same
Shohei,
Smith.
We were maybe a couple inches from a very different conversation because I think that ball that was on the warning track to left field, I argue that ball is probably gone a month ago. Not that it's exceptionally chilly here or anything like that in LA. But everybody knows how Dodger Stadium plays. Well, sorry. A lot of people know how Dodger Stadium plays during October.
Not Kyle Schwarber. Apparently he is immune to Dodger Stadium in October. Stop throwing the ball inside to him. My God.
Even his second one was a wall scraper, the first one definitely wasn't.
Teo couldn't jump for that. It's like, try. It's a fence. He's
not big on performative stuff. We've seen that. We saw that with that ball that got by him in right field the other day.
He should be big on performative stuff, though, because then if it looks like he's trying, we might give him a pass when he makes a mistake.
Oh, God. Hey, Jeff, you feeling good about tomorrow, man? Let's shift the focus a little bit here. Richie Flores, he's nailing it in the chat, by the way. Richie's saying we're up 2-0 after Game 3. He's thick. We're up 2-1 after Game 3, which is where we wanted to be. So there's that. Also, we cannot go back to Philly for a Game 5. So let's end it at home. Let's have another champagne, booze-filled party at home.
Kevin and I both said Dodgers in 4 before the series. I don't think you were here for that episode, Clint, but I assume you would have agreed with us. Kevin was stupid, thought the Dodgers were going to lose Game 1 and then win the next 3. What an idiot.
Stupid. Poop on him.
But yeah, I mean, an undefeated season or undefeated postseason was unlikely. 13-0 has never happened. 11-0 has never happened. 8-0 has happened. or 7-0. Yeah, back then the division series was only 3 games. Yeah. Undefeated postseasons just don't happen. And so that's the thing. Like, when you ask if I'm feeling good about tomorrow, no, because my calendar says October at the top of it. So I have never felt good about tomorrow in October in my life. That's just the nature of playoff baseball. But I think Tyler Glasnow is a very good pitcher. I think he is the best number 4 pitcher of any team in the playoffs. Now, the problem is the Phillies aren't using a number 4 starter because Major League Baseball doesn't know how to schedule a postseason, and so they can get through this short series with only 3 starters. Christopher Sanchez on regular rest tomorrow. But even that, I made the point earlier last, I don't know what day it is, sometime in the last month. Christopher Sanchez, only about less than half of his games this year were on regular rest, the 4 days rest. He is used to more rest too. And so, and the Dodgers did get to him late in his start in game 1. They did get to him when they faced him in September, August, whenever that was, not, late in the season. I think it was September. The Dodgers scored 5 runs off him that game.
Yeah.
And so Christopher Sanchez is not, insert best pitcher you can think of here.
Derek Skubal.
Like Christopher Sanchez is a very good, he's not Tarek Skubal. He's not Paul Skeens. He's a very good pitcher who the Dodgers have gotten to. They have, they've scored off him in the regular season. They beat him in this very series that we're talking about. And Tyler Glasnow is a very good pitcher too. And so it's going to come down to the offense showing up. So yeah, we're going to need Shohei Ohtani to get out of his slump. We're going to need Andy Pages to remember how to hit. We're going to need, this and that. We're going to need the Dodgers to lay off that changeup, make him bring it into the zone. And then Tyler Glasnow is going to have to do his thing. But yeah, I mean, I like the Dodgers' chances just fine in game 4.
Is there any chance tomorrow Andy gets the day off and they do
I was literally about to say that.
Oscar?
I think Call gets Andy Pages. Dave's going to try to find a way to give him a blow because he just has looked pretty lost. I mean,
and Call got the start against Sanchez in game 1, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because he's 2 for 10 with 2 homers.
So we go with So do we go with Alex Call in center field?
Probably.
Call hasn't played center field in a long time.
I was going to say you put Kike in center.
So I don't know.
Also hasn't played center for a long time.
Yeah, I guess you could go with Kike at second, Edman in center, Call in left.
I don't think Edman's healthy enough to play center.
Yeah.
If that was the case, he would have played center when they substituted Miggy Rowe in for Andy Pages.
Exactly.
He would have instead of double switching it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna respond to that because I would have to say the name that I don't want to mention because I don't want to talk about him.
I could say it for you.
I'd have to say the sentence, even when Edman's healthy, Justin Dean is a better center fielder, even though the fact that he bobbled the ball tonight that would have gotten to the wall without being touched if anybody else had been in center field.
But he bobbled.
Justin Dean has not looked good in his
I agree. He did bobble a ball that nobody else would have got to. He didn't catch a ball that nobody else would have even almost caught.
He did make a
good catch today. Justin Dean is the best defensive center fielder on the Dodgers, and he's not the story of this game, so we're not talking about him anymore. But he's not going to start, so he's definitely not the story of tomorrow's game. And that's the thing. I don't know how you take Andy Pages out of the lineup if Tommy Edman can't play center field. Kike in center?
It's Kike or Call in center, and probably Miggy Rowe back at third base.
I truly don't know. I know how they can start Pages, but he just looks completely lost right now. Like not at all like the guy that was playing down the stretch. He looks
like he's a bit absent of confidence at the moment. But one swing, flips that like it did for the Phillies today and Kyle Schwarber. I will say this earlier in the chat, and I was laughing at it for a second. Nicole Taylor said Clint needs to go camping. I promise you this. And it would be a bad weekend to do it, but the Dodgers have to go to a game 5. I will go solo overnight camping Friday into Saturday to secure the National League Division Series for everybody. I will do that for everybody.
I just feel bad that when I tweeted out today that we were close to 20,000 subscribers, I said the Dodgers told us that they would play better tonight if we get to 20,000 before the game. And then the Dodgers lied to us.
That's you.
when they collectively texted me this morning and promised to play better,
You got bad information.
they
bro.
were lying. But we did get to 20,000. So, in the end, it's a win as long as the Dodgers win tomorrow. I don't think anybody wants to go back to Philadelphia. And I think that includes the Dodgers. And that's like today, the Dodgers were playing with, how do I get this off the screen when I don't? There, all right. I didn't have it on my thing anymore, and so I couldn't figure out how to make it go away. But today was a must-win game for the Phillies, and obviously the Dodgers wanted to win today, but the Phillies had to play with urgency. I think the Dodgers will have a little bit more of that urgency tomorrow because they don't want to go back to Philadelphia. They want their next They want their next plane ride to be to Milwaukee for Game 1 of the NLCS. And so
I would not be surprised if Glasnow has a pretty short leash tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised because I've seen what their bullpen looks like. Like, it's not a Game 5. I don't think you can afford to go short leash until you get to a Game 5 because I don't think you can, like, urgency meaning you go out there and win. But I don't think you can really manage that much differently because what do you do tomorrow? You go with bring in Blake Snell in relief? Like, you don't have the relief arms to have a short leash on Glasnow tomorrow, especially after Yamamoto couldn't get deep in the game today. I think that would be panicky. Super chat from JY Kim, $2 just says, congrats on reaching 20,000 subscribers. Thank you, JY Kim. It was all you, and we appreciate you specifically.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hey, Richie wants you to come camping at the man cave.
That's not camping, though.
He has a backyard.
I'm afraid of the animals out there.
Don't talk about Richie that way.
I got it.
Probably owns the house.
Cole says, Richie, Clint doesn't want to wake up without a kidney. It's like a Stephen King novel that just writes itself, you know?
With all due respect, of course.
Which one is that? The one where the woman
Misery?
Misery?
Yeah, Misery. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah, Misery.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I could see that. Let's
Clint
move
gets
on.
his ankles broken.
Let's move on. Hey, I'm telling you,
Halloween.
boys, I need to see some out of Glasnow tomorrow because you know my my feelings.
Irrational hatred?
Tyler. It's not irrational hatred. I want to see this dude who gets paid a bunch of money actually step up when he is needed. This is his first time starting a postseason game in a Dodgers uniform. I have something written down on my notes that I hope to never have to release to public. And it involves Tyler Glasnow and him needing to perform tomorrow.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, my only quibble is with once, this guy who had a 3.19 ERA this year, only allowed more than 3 runs in a game 3 times all season.
We don't care about the regular season. This is the postseason now. He wasn't there last year. They could have used him last year. Daddy wasn't there.
They won without him last year.
Yeah. I don't know if they had a parade last year. Remember that?
Yeah. Because of good men, strong men.
Yeah.
Tears running down their
Nick
eyes.
says, Clint, release the Glasnow files.
Here we go.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? But what time's the game tomorrow? 3 p.m. Pacific?
Shadows.
3:08.
Oh, Shadows.
Shadow
Gotta
o'clock.
You got to get that lead early.
We should be all right. Like, Shadows probably don't
Something's
kick in
earlier.
until, I guess it is later in the year. I don't know. I'm not a shadowologist or anything.
Shadologist.
Quick, someone call Rick Monday. He's probably asleep.
Yeah.
3:08 start in LA. You should have at least a good first inning and a half before the shadows start to take some effect, start to cascade over that left side of the infield. So, boys got to capitalize in that first inning.
Yeah,
He needed to today too.
I hate day games. Like, at any stadium, at any time. Like, so I guess that's why we ought to be, like, I do want the Cubs-Brewers game to go all 5 games, or series to go all 5 games. But if the Brewers had just won today, then the Dodgers could have the night game tomorrow. And, so that's on them, I guess.
I'll tell you, Alana is happy. She
made
midnight again for her.
She made the choice to move to the East Coast,
It's midnight again for me too. But
Nobody's talking about you. You're a young and supple boy.
Not just calling this
Sorry.
up. Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
today sucked. Tomorrow could be better. We won't know until tomorrow if tomorrow is going to be better. Bob Student 10 says at least now we know Bonda and Dreyer can bring it. Yeah, and for that matter, Blake Trinan came in and had a 1-2-3 inning. I said yesterday that I bet the Dodgers would love to have a low leverage situation to get Trinan back on his horse today, give him a chance to make up for his previous game. And unfortunately, we got the wrong kind of low leverage game. I'm sure they would have rather been up 8-1 to get him in the game. But you still got Trinan to come in, throw a 1-2-3 inning, and so maybe that's promising. He's probably not pitching tomorrow, but we'll see. The Dodgers have some arms available, and if Glasnow can get through 5 or ideally 6 or even more ideally 7, but really it's going to come down to the offense, just like today. If the offense had scored more runs, Clayton Kershaw wouldn't have pitched in this game. If the offense had scored more runs, this and that and this, the situation called for, well, this is where we use our lower leverage guys because we're down and they have their elite closer ready to go. And so you can't, Dave Roberts' goal is to win a World Series, not to win every game of the postseason. And that's not, today, I thought it was funny you and Alana having that conversation about punting, that she is just memory hold the punting in the Mets series last year. Yeah, the Dodgers absolutely punted that game, the Jack Flaherty implosion game when Andy Paez ended up hitting 2 home runs. That was a punt game. They punted game 4 against the Yankees, and they won the World Series. Today wasn't quite as much a punt of that. I don't think when they put in Clayton Kershaw, anybody except Nando, expected Kershaw to give up 5 runs. But ultimately, this was very much a case of we're using our low leverage guys right now because you can't play to win every game in every situation. If it was a must-win game for the Dodgers, like it was for the Phillies, we would have seen it managed differently, but it wasn't. It was we would like to win it, but our goal is to win the series first and then win the next series and then win the next series. So you got to do what you got to do.
I'll say this. Well, Ken in the chat says, this is the least optimistic Jeff has been, which has got me really worried. The final thing I think I can add to this is it's just one game.
yeah,
It's absolutely just one game. You can see it in the record. The Dodgers have won 2. The Phillies have won how many? Just one.
Just one game.
Yep.
Do you think Bonda will be available tomorrow? He threw 10 pitches.
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
Even if it's
Dreyer
through 23. I don't know if he'll be available.
If needed, he will be.
Dreyer
But
threw
also,
19, not 23.
Hey, hashtag math, baby.
Yeah. Dreyer, that according to Major League Baseball, and their application on my cellular phone.
Vesio will also be
I think
back.
everybody's available tomorrow except Clayton Kershaw, and hashtag nobody's sad about that. Everybody's going to be available, and so which maybe makes me question when I was so rude to Kevin and saying that they're not going to have Glasnow on a short. I still think I think they need Glasnow. I guess it depends on what you mean by short leash. If we're talking he's struggling in the second inning, they get him out of there. That kind of short leash.
Probably need him twice through the order at the minimum.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
If he's struggling, then you could do Dreyer against the top of the order, and then Bonda against the bottom of the order. So you flip those guys, and then Vesia, rookie, and everything.
OG Martinez, OG or Og? I don't know. Capitalization wise, it's Og, but I like to think it's OG. There is a writer named Og Mandino, so maybe it is Og. No one predicted a sweep. Got a well-rested Roki and Vesia for tomorrow. Bonda and Sheehan too. I like our chances, and I like the way you think, Og. One last thing I want to talk about, Clint. You and Alana were talking about the origins of the Cancun joke about, she asked what Manny Machado was up to, and you said he's in Cancun, and she wondered where that came from. Well, in 1998, the Lakers were playing the Utah Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers are down 3-0 to the Jazz. And so obviously fighting an uphill battle. And Nick Van Exel, before the game, when they went in for the little team cheer, instead of saying 1, 2, 3 Lakers, he said 1, 2, 3 Cancun. to make the point of, well, either we win or we get to go on vacation. So just go have fun, guys. Then they went out and lost. And then the Jazz went out and lost to the Bulls because Michael Jordan pushed off on Brian Russell. Is that his name? Byron Russell? Brian Russell.
Bill Russell.
No.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. Shortstop.
The guy who played for the Utah Jazz. B. Russ. Here in Utah, they call him B. Russ. I don't know what his real name is. But anyway, we're pretty creative with nicknames here. Anyway, that's the origin of the Cancun joke. Shaq was on that team and remembered that and kind of started using that as a running joke in his basketball commentary later in life. So,
Hold on. I think Brian is having a stroke in the chat. There is help, Brian. There is help.
Ba ha ha ba.
Do you smell toast? Do you smell toast?
Oh God.
Oh, is
Dodgers
it
win
Byron?
tomorrow. Dodgers in 4.
Is it Byron Russell?
I got him winning tomorrow. I don't know. I felt good about Yama and he didn't do great. If you feel bad about Glasnow, that means by the same logic he could do great. Yeah. So
It's Brian Russell, Bryon. So it looks like Byron if you don't look close. Kind of like Dwayne Wade looks like Dwayne, but anyway.
Big time basketball guy.
And
I know my
Bob Ray
basketball.
looked like
You know to me. I love basketball more than anything. And,
Hashtag sports.
I actually don't remember which year it was that Michael Jordan pushed off on Brian Russell, but I think it was 98. So
I see you working in the chat, by the way. I be stroking.
stroke,
Giggity.
Um,
All right.
all right. I think
We
that's
got
it.
work ahead of us.
Dodgers play tomorrow. We
I'm not
are,
finished.
let's see, 60, less than 17 hours from game time. Hashtag math, baby. I know Clint loves it. And yeah,
Free zone.
we will be here. What are we doing tomorrow, guys? We doing a post? Clint and Alana are doing a post game on Dodgers territory. We might as well do a post. Well, let's put it this way. If the Dodgers win and we're happy, we'll do a post. If they lose, maybe we may push it off till later in the evening.
Yeah.
That sound fair?
That sounds fair. The best way to pay attention to when we are going live, we always keep the denizens of our Discord in the know. So check that out. It's right under my nose. Scan that QR code to join us and support the show. Wrong cell.
Dang it. That's supposed to be locked.
Patreon.com/RealFRG or click the join button here on YouTube to support independent Dodgers coverage online, support the boys here, and also you get access to our Discord server where we do talk about Dodger baseball and the games, and nobody lost their minds at all during this game. But
or in the post game coverage.
Yeah. And if you're not there, like, subscribe, click that notification bell. It'll let you know when we are going to go live, or follow us on the social media, particularly the Twitter, at All Dodgers LA. And that's when you know when we're going to go live.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, thank you for being here. We know it's not a fun game to talk about, but here we were talking about. Thank you to Bleav Network for having us. Thank you to our sponsor, FanDuel. Thank you to the mods in the chat. All that good stuff. Remember, it's just one game, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.